Jeremiah's in a terrible spot.
Just lost some friends.
And so in 20, he has this prayer, and what I love about this prayer, and what it really took some digging into and praying about to see what's good about this prayer, is just the vulnerability that Jeremiah had. And so I want to read this prayer to you really quick, and then just kind of encourage you with a thought that I read through a commentary I have. But in chapter 20, verses 7 through 11, it says, "O Lord, you misled me, and I allowed myself to be misled. You are stronger than I am, and you overpowered me. Now I am mocked every day. Everyone laughs at me. When I speak, the words burst out. Violence and destruction, I shout. So these messages from the Lord have made me a household joke. But if I say I'll never mention the Lord or speak in his name, his words burn in my heart like a fire. It's like a fire in my bones. I'm worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it. I've heard the many rumors about me. They call me the man who lives in terror. They threaten if you say anything, we'll report it. Even my old friends are watching me, waiting for a fatal slip." And then in verse 11 it says, "But the Lord stands beside me like a great warrior."
Yeah.
And so thinking about Jeremiah and how all these prophets in the Old Testament ride these highs, and then it's just something small that makes them want to quit everything, there's a lot of emotional attachment connected to that. And a lot of this effort and a lot of this prayer time. And so I know as leaders, whether you're in Core Plus or pursuing like vocational ministry and not really knowing where that's going to go, or you're just in Core and you're in your career, or even on the fence about being in full-time ministry, there's times where we can allow our emotions to dictate what we do.
Yeah.
And so I was reading about Jeremiah in this commentary, and he made this statement that despite every emotion Jeremiah had, he chose to serve above his emotion.
Yeah.
And so my challenge to you is really simple in the fact of this, the end of the semester, we're approaching the holiday seasons, which seems to be the hardest seasons for anybody to go through. You know, Pastor Chris talks about it every year, but my challenge to you is just to always serve above your emotions.
Yeah, that's good.
Because when we allow our emotions to dictate how we feel, you know, there's a lot of Sundays where when my alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning to go to setup, my first thought is like, I'm not going today. And if I bought into that emotion every weekend,
Yeah.
then I'm not going to get to be a part
That's good.
of everything that God's wanting to do in my life, because the reward that I see of the salvations every Sunday, I get to celebrate in that with everybody that I serve with, knowing that that probably wouldn't have happened if we didn't set this church up.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever's going on in your family, whatever's going on with friends or at home or in your job, just know that God has called you to this moment. He's called you to this season in your life. And that if we can stand in our relationship with Him, then we too can stand there confidently and say that we have to speak God. We're not going to we might question our calling from time to time, but I'm choosing to stand above my emotions and what my emotions are saying. And I'm going to serve God because I know that I'm going to lead someone into a relationship with God. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Let's pray. God, I thank you for today. I thank you for everyone in this room. Lord, I just pray right now, Lord, we speak against the attack of the enemy as we go into the last 9 weeks of this semester, into this holiday season. Lord, we know that the enemy is going to try to bring us down. So we speak against any complacency that might be coming at us. We speak against any weapon. Lord, your word is clear when it says that there's no weapon formed against us will prosper. So we stand from you, God. We know that we don't fight for victory, but we fight